Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today, we're going to talk about something that's often overlooked in the dating world: how a woman greets you. Believe it or not, the way a woman greets you can reveal a lot about how she feels towards you. And the best part, you might not even notice the subtle signals, but once you do, everything will start making sense. Now, as men, when we like a woman, one of the first things we want to know is whether the feeling is mutual. But figuring that out isn't always easy, right? Sometimes the signals can be confusing. She might act like she likes you one moment and then seem distant the next. But there's one thing that often gets overlooked: her greeting. Yes, the way she greets you could be a telltale sign of her feelings. So in this video, I'm going to break down the different ways a woman might greet you and what those actions could really mean. You'll get to understand her emotional state and learn how to decode her subtle signals. But before we dive into that, make sure you hit that subscribe button so you don't miss any of our future content. All right, let's get into it. Point number 1. The pre-greeting moment. Now, let's start with something a little less obvious but super important: the pre-greeting moment. This is when you spot her, but you haven't said anything yet. It's that initial reaction when she notices you before you even exchange words. You'd be surprised how much you can learn from this brief, silent interaction. When you walk into the room and see her, pay close attention to how she reacts. Does she notice you right away? Or does she take a second to look over? This first impression can reveal a lot about her feelings. For example, if she sees you and raises her eyebrows while smiling, that could be a clear sign of attraction. Why? Because raised eyebrows are often a sign of surprise. But here's the catch: it's not always just about being surprised you're there. If it's a place where you often see each other, like the gym, work, or school, the surprise might not be "I didn't expect you here," but more of an emotional reaction to your presence. Now, her personality plays a big role in how she reacts. For example, if she's more timid or shy, she might raise her eyebrows in surprise, glance at you quickly, and then immediately lower her gaze. This could indicate she's a bit nervous or unsure, but she's still interested. It's a more reserved, subtle sign of attraction. On the other hand, if she's more confident, she'll probably raise her eyebrows and meet your gaze directly. She may even give you a smile or a flirty look. Why? Because confident women are less likely to shy away from eye contact. In fact, she might even hold it longer than usual, signaling that she's comfortable and wants to engage with you. Sometimes, these reactions are accompanied by more flirtatious gestures, like winking, licking, or biting her lips, or even brushing her hair back. These little signs shouldn't be overlooked. So, as you can see, the pre-greeting moment is actually quite telling. Pay attention to how she reacts when you first enter her space. Does she make eye contact and smile, or does she look away nervously? This could be a key to understanding how she feels about you. Point number 2. The greeting gesture. Once the initial pre-greeting happens, the actual greeting itself will tell you a lot too. Now, I'm talking about things like a wave, a handshake, or even just a simple hello. But it's not just about the words she says. It's about the energy and the tone behind them. The way she greets you can show how comfortable she is with you and whether she's trying to get closer. For example, if she greets you enthusiastically, maybe with a big smile or a hug, it's usually a good sign that she's happy to see you. But don't just look at the action itself. Observe how genuine her greeting is. Does it feel warm and inviting, or is it more casual and distant? If it's a more physical greeting, like a hug or a light touch on the arm, these physical gestures can indicate comfort and connection. She might not say much, but her body language is telling you that she feels safe and comfortable around you. Point number 3, body language. During the greeting, speaking of body language, let's talk about how her body language speaks volumes. This is when you want to look beyond the words and focus on her posture, gestures, and overall demeanor when you meet her. Does she stand tall and face you directly, or does she shift away a little? Does she lean in slightly when talking to you, or does she step back? If she leans in or maintains close proximity, it can signal interest. Women tend to get physically closer to people they like or feel attracted to. If she steps back or maintains a lot of space, it might indicate she's not as comfortable or perhaps not as interested. Also, pay attention to her hand movements. Does she touch her hair, adjust her clothes, or play with an object nearby? These could be signs of nervousness, but also signs of trying to look good or keep the interaction feeling natural. Some women might even fidget with their jewelry or brush their hair back, which can be a subconscious sign that she's trying to look her best for you. Point number 4, her tone of voice and energy. Finally, don't forget about her tone of voice and overall energy when she greets you. Is her voice warm and friendly, or does it sound distant or distracted? Women tend to speak more softly and with more warmth when they feel a connection with someone. If she's genuinely interested in you, her voice might be more engaging and show excitement. You might even catch a hint of flirtation in her tone. If her energy is bubbly and light, it could indicate that she enjoys your presence and wants to keep the conversation going. But if she seems flat or uninterested, it might suggest that she's not as emotionally invested in the interaction. Micro-expressions and why they matter. Unconscious gestures, or micro-expressions, are brief emotional reactions that happen in just a second or two. These are the tiny, almost invisible signals we give off when we feel something strongly, and they're often out of our control. But guess what? They're incredibly revealing. For instance, when you first catch her eye, does she smile, raise her eyebrows, or even briefly glance away shyly? These quick gestures are far more important than you think. They can reveal nervousness, attraction, excitement, or interest. The next time you're interacting with a woman, pay attention to her micro-expressions. Don't just focus on the words. Take note of the subtle movements and facial expressions that happen in the blink of an eye. The way she smiles. One of the most significant signals of attraction is the smile. But here's the thing, not all smiles are created equal. It's important to know whether her smile is genuine and sincere. A genuine smile isn't just about the mouth, it's about the eyes too. If you see lines forming around her eyes when she smiles, that's a strong indicator that her smile is sincere. Why? Because a real smile, one that's genuinely happy, involves both the muscles around the mouth and the eyes. This is known as the Duchenne smile, which is the true mark of enjoyment and sincerity. When someone truly enjoys your company, their smile will naturally extend to their eyes. If you notice that her smile involves both her mouth and eyes when she sees you, take that as a clear sign that she's comfortable and genuinely happy to be around you. In fact, if you see her smiling this way consistently around you, it's a very good indication that she likes you. How she greets you. Now, let's talk about greetings. How she greets you can say a lot more than you might realize. We all know that greetings vary depending on where you're from, but one thing remains true everywhere. How someone greets you reveals their intentions. For example, let's talk about the common cheek kiss in some cultures. Typically, a simple touch of the cheeks and a kiss sound is all you get. But if she wants to make the moment more intimate or meaningful, she'll make sure you feel the contact of her lips. This isn't just any casual greeting. It's a sign that she wants the greeting to stand out and feel special. Why does this matter? Because it shows intent. If she's making an effort to ensure you feel the kiss, It's not just a casual greeting. She wants it to be memorable. This is a small but telling gesture that signals she likes you and wants to make an impact on you. So, whether it's a hug, a kiss on the cheek, or a friendly handshake, observe the intention behind the greeting. If she's putting effort into making the greeting feel special or significant, take it as a good sign that she's interested in you. Eye contact. How long does she hold it? Eye contact is one of the most powerful forms of non-verbal communication. If you've ever been in a conversation with someone who maintains eye contact for a long period of time, you know that it creates a feeling of connection. But when it comes to attraction, eye contact means a lot more than just a simple glance. Pay close attention to how long she holds eye contact with you, especially during a conversation or greeting. It's normal for people to look you in the eye when they're talking to you, but when someone is interested in you, they tend to maintain that eye contact for much longer than usual. In everyday interactions, people usually look away after a few seconds, either at their phone, a clock, or just elsewhere. But if she's really into you, she won't want to look away. She'll want to keep that eye contact. It shows she's present, engaged, and most importantly, attracted to you. So, if you notice her looking you in the eye and holding that gaze for an extended period, it's a clear sign she's drawn to you and wants to connect more deeply. Small gestures that mean a lot. Beyond eye contact and smiles, pay attention to the small physical gestures she might make during your interactions. These subtle moves can reveal a lot about how she feels. For example, if she adjusts her hair or touches her neck while talking to you, it could be a sign of nervousness or an attempt to look more attractive. These little things can indicate she's aware of how she comes across to you and is trying to make a good impression. Also, watch how she positions her body. Does she face you directly, or does she turn away? If she positions herself toward you, especially when the conversation is light and casual, it's a subconscious sign of interest. It shows she's invested in the conversation and wants to get closer to you. All right, there you have it. Those are some of the small signs that could reveal whether a woman is interested in you. From micro expressions to genuine smiles, meaningful greetings and eye contact, these tiny gestures can provide you with a clear indication of how she feels. Don't underestimate the power of a glance, a smile, or even the way she greets you. These little things can tell you a lot more than you think. So next time you're interacting with a woman, keep an eye out for these signs. It might be your cue to take the next step and find out what else could be between you. If this video helped you understand these signals better, don't forget to subscribe and give it a thumbs up. Also, leave a comment below and share your experiences with these types of greetings and gestures. Your input might just help someone else going through the same situation. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.